renders in the render environment. So I'm going to go back into the design environment. Now, I don't really like that material, the mahogany. It didn't show up so well for the renders. So actually I might just change it. I pressed A there on my keyboard to get the appearance dialog up, and I think I'm just going to drag in that bamboo. It's quite nice and light, so it'll probably do for what I want to show here. That one there should have changed. I don't know why that's not. That's annoying. Let's drag that on. Okay, we're going to remove that because we do want it. Normally, you can select faces and you change just faces. I had it on body, so I don't know why that back didn't change. It's a little bit weird. If you're not happy, look, I'll just show you how quick this is. If you're not happy with the renders you did, do more. Okay. You can see all my renders are now in at the bottom. They'll come in just a second. But by all means, make as many renders as you like. You get unlimited renders. These will all take a while. So, render away. Have plenty. In fact, render everything. If you want to do some fancy renders, then you can change the scene setting. Here you can change it to a field if you want. Now that doesn't change to a field until I change this here from background to an environment. Again, not sure that's the best thing for your portfolio. But anyway, this is not what I'm meant to be doing right now. So we are meant to be looking at how to do the orthographic drawings. So we go back into design, and we actually didn't need to come back into design, but I'm going to look at the view cube here, and we're going to just think about what we want as the front, okay? And the top, that's fine, and we should be okay with that. So if I click home, it brings us to that view. That's fine. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here, and we're going to go to drawings. I'm going to select drawing from design. We want to make it A4 and portrait, because that's what your portfolio is going to be. Now, I'm not entirely sure how this is going to look, but we'll bring in a front view there, and I'm just going to accept that just now because there's a few things I want to do. We're going to take away that border, and we're going to take away that table, because this is the actual size your portfolio will be. So that scale there is very small. So I've double clicked on there to change the scale here. Now, we've got the front view, that's matches here. You can see if I click on front here, that's the front view there. And that looks the same there. So that's disappeared, that dialog box or that window. So I'm just double clicking on it again to change it here. I'm going to change that to, let's see, 1 to 3, maybe 1 to 4, sorry, 1 to 2. That's quite large. Okay. So we want some orthographic drawing views. That's the front view, end view, and the plan. So I'm just going to select that, accept that, and I'm going to move this across. And then we're going to go up here to projected views. We're going to click on that, and then we're going to drag it to the side. Now, if you have set these up correctly, we should have it in third angle. I'm actually just quite like to have that one there as well to show it off. Okay, so here are your different views. Okay, I like to have that one as a shaded view so we can apply materials to it. You could choose to have hidden detail in those views if you like. That's up to you. We don't want to get them too complicated. Maybe don't need hidden detail in these views. Actually, it probably is quite nice in there. I'll let you be the judge of that, but I may ask you to change them. So that reminds me, we need to save our work. Okay, this is saved in my Fusion Skills. Yours should be saved in your DT folder, the one that I can see. So this is Joints Drawing. We're just going to hit save. Now that's not finished yet though, because we need to dimension. Now we can go down here and select auto dimension, but this might bring us too many dimensions. I quite liked some of them, but that's too much. That's too much. That's probably my preferred method. And we can accept them, and then you could go about deleting some. Like, I don't think I need that. It should be 90 degrees. That's set up for too many decimal places. So I would just can't delete that. But what we do want is our settings to be to 0, okay? Because we don't need it to those numbers. Now that should be 90 degrees, so I'd probably just delete that actually, because it's as close as 90. Or what we can do is we can go back up here and we can go to that joint there. Oops. Turn on those joints. Make sure that that is 90. Save it, and that should update here. Okay, now see there, it does say 90 there. So we don't actually need that angle on there. What else might we want? Maybe that's too much on that plan. Maybe we can dimension that by adding it here. These sorts of things can be nice to have a center line on them between there and there to show that that's a cylinder. And then you'd need to know the scale. Now, if you've forgotten the scale, that's okay. You can double click on here, on the image. Well, I can't just now because I've got center lines there. So I'm going to press, the center line is selected. So I'm going to press, escape. So you can see nothing is selected. And I can double click on that and you can see scale is 1 to 2. So when we bring this into your portfolio, it would be good to, not good, essential to put your labels. So plan, elevation, end elevation. You can do it here, but we want to make sure that the text is the right size. So I would do it in my computer. We can go here to export and we can export as a PDF. And then Mac users, I would just go from your PDF. So mine is saved here. You can go in preview, you can just go file and export, and then export that as a JPEG. And that can go into your portfolio, okay? So that's your detailed orthographic drawing. It would be nice, I would like you to have a third angle projection symbol, which you can find by just typing third angle projection, and you can either draw one or shouldn't really take that from the internet. But I'll tell you what, I'll make one and I'll upload it in this page here. In fact, I must have one somewhere. So that's your orthographic drawing here. Okay, front view, end view, plan of your design.